good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is. This morning I've been playing with the idea that I've got 24 hours to live. Now this will sound awful to some of you, but let me explain why I've been doing this. Firstly, it's because I practice what I preach. I was having a conversation yesterday with a lady that came to see me because she had presenting issues of or symptoms of health anxiety. It's quite common. And what we discovered was actually the root of this was actually there was a fear of other people dying, and it went back to probably an unprocessed grief in her teens. And she hadn't been the first lady this week. This week I'd had a number of people that the underlying issue was actually a fear of death. So this is one of my most favourite subjects. My children call me Morbid Mum, and there's a reason for that. Is going right back to when I was a little girl. I preferred the graveyard to the play school. My gran was there. I was trying to get her to wake up. I missed her. She died. And so I understand the fear of death because I lived it. I've never been afraid of my own death, but I have been afraid of the people that I love and care for dying. So I had to invest quite a lot of time and attention into dealing with this. Otherwise, it's quite problematic when you get clients presenting with the same issues that that are unresolved within you. So anyway, back to the point of this. Why I'm pretending that I've only got 24 hours to live is that it's actually a really fascinating meditative process that people have been practicing for years, and philosophers were a big fan of this, particularly the Stoics. And so I've practiced this many times over the years, and what it does for me is it brings me to a place of deep appreciation. It really does kind of put things into perspective. The ancient Toltecs described death as being an advisor, and I like that. Have death as an ally. We can't escape from it. It's going to happen to us all at one point. It's one of those things that is none of us is ever going to escape. It doesn't matter how much Botox you put into your face, you're going to die at some point. Sorry guys to break the myth. So I said to this lady yesterday that I understood where she was coming from, and it was something that I had to deal with as well. And she says, well, what did you do? I said, well, I used to meditate on my own death and kind of go through a painful death and a peaceful one. I tried lots of different variables just to try it out, see what was most fun. I pictured my funeral, and I pictured everyone being terribly upset when I've died. And I did this with my family members as well, and the people that I love and care about. So I'm prepared for it, to some degree anyway. I don't think you can ever really be fully prepared for it, but it certainly enabled me to make peace with death. So I believe. So I said to this lady, this is what I did. And I said, I'm not suggesting that you do that, because that might be something that you don't feel ready to do, or it doesn't interest you, and that's fine. But it is an option. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet about this. And often when people first hear about it, they think that it's a terrible idea. But read up on it. And if it's something that you think that you might have some kind of discomfort with death, then check out Irvin Yalom, Staring at the Sun. So I'm going to now continue with considering my death, and so far it's been fantastic because the trees are looking beautiful, and I've appreciated the patchwork of the roads thanks to Leicester City Council highways team. They've done a magic job at kind of filling in those potholes. The buses, I've been in deep appreciation of buses on my way into work this morning. It gave me wonderful memories of buses being a bid to freedom, the 63 and the 153 and the 254. Thank you. People, I'm loving you all today because I'm going to die in 24 hours. So I love you all. It's fantastic. The world is really beautiful. And, when you think about it, wow, I've just kind of decided for experimental purposes that I'm going to die in 24 hours, and I'm sure I won't, but if I do, I think it's probably confirmed that I'm a slightly confused psychic. So the beauty of this is that it's given me a real kind of shortcut to a place of appreciation and wonderment and absolute respect for life. So maybe this will interest you, maybe it won't, and but it's okay. It's only an idea, isn't it? I'm not suggesting you do it, of course. All the best.